Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jose with GTYMOP Auto Glass. Real quick before we get started, two mistakes I made toward the end of the video. The 10mm I forgot to install. Please do not forget to install that 10mm that holds the vent glass toward the frame of the door right there where the vent glass sits. And also, I thought this glass was offered as a YPY when realistically it's only offered as a GTY. Whether it's a Mopar or aftermarket brand. If the price is really close, I would just go with a Mopar brand. It also make your customer feel a lot better. Price is not too different when it comes to our vendors, so hopefully you are able to order a Mopar. But if there's none available, just go ahead and get an aftermarket and they'll do just as fine, and the rubber should be just as good too. Again, guys, hopefully this video does help you out. Also, keep in mind that if you're installing the rear door glass, this video will also be very beneficial for you. To install the rear door glass, you will have to move the vent glass out of the way. So this video could actually help you with installing the rear door glass and, of course, with the vent glass. Other than that, guys, again, make sure you guys watch a few minutes ahead before you get started, and hopefully this does help you out. Thank you again. What's going on YouTube? It's Jose with GTYMOP Auto Glass. Today we're going to be doing a domestic vent glass on a Dodge Charger. We have a Mopar part here, which is actually way easier and better because it does come with a brand new rubber. If you get a non-Mopar, I believe you only get the centerpiece here, so you kind of have to put the new bar. I'm not sure if actually aftermarket, a different brand comes with just the center glass, or I'm not sure. And I'm not really in the mood to pull this glass out to give you guys an explanation if that works or not, but let's go ahead and get started. As you guys can tell, we assessed the damage. Glass is broken. There should only be 2 bolts holding it in. This is 2 videos in one day I'm recording, so it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get started. We really shouldn't take too long on this job. Oh shoot, I keep grabbing the wrong tool, sorry guys. We have our tools here. Our van is parked across the street, so it's gonna make things a little awkward, but again, being mobile, it's part of the process there. So really cool thing, these Titan tools are actually used for O-rings, so just really good to get inside that panel. Most of this you're going to be using is Phillips heads, so I recommend just having a manual screwdriver, Phillips heads, and a 10mm for the panel. But luckily, if you listen, there is no glass inside the panel because there's nothing there, so we kind of got lucky there. We're gonna see if this screwdriver will do our thing. First screwdriver right here, we're gonna have a screw hidden here. Always make sure you guys get a good little grip. Okay, it's out. I just can't. Let me see if this has a little bit of a magnet to it. Yeah, sometimes they have a little bit of a magnet. Do not lose your screws, please. Do not lose your screws. There's one. Now there's another one right here guys, so behind the switch. All right, same thing as before. We're gonna grab our panel popper. Actually, this one's broken. We're gonna dig in here. This one's a little bit more trickier to get to, so just be careful. There we go. So there's the second one, and now you're gonna have another Phillips right there. It's 2 panels. His car is actually pretty clean, so it's pretty good there. We're gonna start unscrewing it now, making sure I have a good little angle for y'all to see. Okay. There's the second screw. Now, difference is the longer one goes on the handle there, the shorter one just goes there behind the actual handle to open the door. This is just the handle to hold when you pull the door shut. Okay, so we have those 2 off. Those 2 should theoretically be the only 2 screws holding her in place. I'm checking the bottom. I always like to do what I call just like a feel. I like to feel up on the door panel. I'm gonna pull this little switch out because I know there's something here. A lot of times, again, those little Titan tools actually do really well, but do be careful. A lot of times these are the nicer vehicles. You can have a customer with a scat pack. This is a basic one, but still treat it as if it were your vehicle. Now that we have that open, we're just gonna kind of put the panel, there we go. Now we got the switch out, cool. We're gonna disconnect it, leave the switch there. I just wanna make sure I don't have another screw hidden in here, which I do not, but better safe than sorry. So now what I'm gonna do is look for an opening. Typically there's an opening on the bottom. Oh, I thought there was like a little hidden department there or something around here that will let you kind of get a grip. On this one, it's more like right here where the rubber is. So it's giving us a little bit of access. Oh, let me make sure we're recording. Give me a second. For some reason, my camera lost connection there, so I'm not sure what happened. Actually, make sure we're recording. Sorry about that, guys. I have to make sure it was recording because it said that we lost connection. This is a really good video. All right, there we go. That access point was really helpful. It was rubber. Helped me pry there. Now, we're just gonna kind of just wiggle it. There we go. We have the whole panel off. Cool beans. Okay, now we're gonna go up. Pull that off. We have everything off. Little things to keep note of. Be careful with this cable down here. Just kind of twist it. You have access to that. Leave it dangling. Now the switch here, be careful too. Now what you're gonna want to do is, this one's a little bit tricky. I'm not sure if y'all can see, but I'll show y'all. In my other videos, I kind of show you guys how to do that one. Oh shoot, sorry. I'm just trying to stop moving. It kind of has to be pinched. I always pinch one side. And pinch the other one. Kind of just go and pull, and there we got it out. There we go. Now we slide a little ball up. Now the other one's just a little connector. This one's not sharp. This one's actually dull. Let me find where my other good one was. Here it is. I'm gonna stick something in between to get it to open up. The switch, the little pusher's on the inside, my bad. It's on the bottom of it, sorry. So now we have the whole panel off. Same rules as before. Put the door panel somewhere safe so you don't have to worry about it getting scratched on the bottom. You don't want your customer upset at you for scratching his car. Now, as y'all can see, we have a little bit of glass there. I'm gonna try and grab it so I don't have any of it fall in there. It's not, all of the glass pretty much just fell out this way, so it should be, vacuuming should not be needed. I will explain that to my customer, but in case you do need a vacuum, you do have an access point here. Again, my van's all the way up there, and I'm behind a strip mall here, and just gotta be very careful. Phillips head up here, right here on the top. Oh wait, not here, sorry. Well yeah, here, huh. What? Usually the screw, whatever. Screw's right here, so get a good little grip to it. Usually the screw's over here, so that kind of confused me, but whatever. This is the screw you need to take off. Set her here. Now, we're gonna have to remove the bar. The bar should have two, there's Torx there, so Torx 25s, I would say, maybe? Oh, no, Torx 15. So, the bar should actually fall in a second. Put these bad boys here and make sure, yep, and the bar just came right out there, guys. The bar just came out. I gotta hold my head up, I'm sorry. I gotta get this angle for you guys. So these two little Torx right here, Torx 1, Torx 2, Torx 15s. Now we're gonna check to see what else. Now there is a 10mm here that's hidden. You have to remove that. Oh God, it smells like garbage. It smells like, it smells bad. It smells like someone crapped themselves. Okay, now we got this 10mm out. All right, now here comes the thing. We gotta get the window to go down. You have to connect the switch or you won't be able to make the window go down. We got his keys, so now we're gonna do our thing. All right, this is, we're gonna push the button, push it again. There we go. We just want the ignition there on. Again, we don't judge at my shop, so yes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go down. All the way down. All the way down, guys, until rest right there. Okay? Now we're gonna go ahead and shut her off because we don't need it on anymore. We don't want to drain his battery. Okay, now that we have that hole off, we should just we should be able to take a look on the inside, make sure you're not bolted on anything. But what you're gonna want to do is rock the glass kind of forward here. So I'm gonna check the back, make sure I'm not bolted. If I remember correctly, it's just that. And all that glass fell in there, so now I have to vacuum. But anyways, I'll vacuum it out in a second. Now you're gonna have to rip off this whole molding. We're gonna rip it, just pull it up, straight up. Oop, the glass jumped there a little bit. Be careful. Kind of just wiggle it off, not too tense. But guys, that's how you get the motor, the glass in and out. Sorry, I cut myself there a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can sneak a vacuum here and possibly get an extension over here and get a vacuum. So bear with me. But I might also just see if I can just get away with some stuff here. I don't want to get in the way of these guys. We're gonna go ahead and put this one back in our van, but that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. Taking it out and putting it in. I'll show you how to slide her back in a second.
So here she is. Since I cut off.
I do have my extension cable, so that's good. Let me see how far this reaches. I hope I can reach as far as I can get. I don't know if I can get too far with my extension cable. I can only get about here, about to there. So we need to get a little closer. I'm gonna have to move this over here. Reversing. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to physically move his car to next to my van just so I could get a good vacuum in. So we're gonna get a good little vacuum on him because too much glass ended up falling in there, and I want to try and get as much as I can out. I'm just gonna have that ready. But since we have all this already cleaned out, what we're gonna do is go ahead and put the new glass back in it now. Same thing as always. Make sure we're recording. Yep. Same thing as always, some glass cleaner. Spray the bottom up there, spray the top, spray these portions up here. I just sprayed myself in the face. I'm stupid, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so now that we have it, let's grab the new glass gently. Again, we have a Mopar. Mopar and the aftermarket aren't too different in price. Now that I remember, the Mopar does cost about the same as the aftermarket, so you should be okay. Now what you want to do is kind of get, when you get in there, kind of put it in there, kind of get it to wiggle, and then kind of just push it in at the end. I'll show y'all. This little groove entrance does help as well, so you want to try and get her all the way in from the side, and then kind of just, see what I mean? Then you want to raise it up little by little. But also, watch your window. You want to make sure you get into the edge of the window too. You're kind of doing two things at the same time, which can be kind of tedious. Okay, now we got the window side there. Now I'm going to just kind of slide her back. Also this rubber piece. Alright, now we're going to go. Now we are... No, we're not in the window sit, so it's actually fine. Well, the window rocked itself kind of forward, so it's fine. So now we're going to kind of just Get this rubber in here a little bit. Kind of get some of this rubber in. Now we're gonna kind of raise the window up, push it back. Putting the screw also does help, so if we can find where that screw is. Which I don't know why. Actually, let me look. I don't know why there's no screw hole. Oh wow, this thing has to go. The screw hole is actually, there it is. There's the screw hole right there. We're gonna go ahead and put that screw in. I'm working a little bit quick just because I don't know if the guy next to me needs to leave. I wish he parked at one of these other stores across the road there. So I want to go ahead and screw it. Oh, there it is. Get her nice and in there, snug. Guys, the point of always when it comes to working with glass and panels, snug. All right, so we have that in. Now we're gonna put this rubber piece in here. Put it all in here on the top before our glass evaporates. Also, this glass, I mean, this rubber feels a lot more loose, like a lot more just feels kind of like soft. It feels softer. Like it's not a bad thing. It's just I don't know. Usually it's a little more stiff because it's new. So just a little thing there. All right, and there we go. Okay. Get her massager so it looks nice. You don't want too many of those little openings there. All right, now we're gonna slide this portion. We're gonna kind of get this to bite first and just slide it into get the glass to kind of go in between there. If you have to rock the glass back, rock it back. There we go. That glass cleaner will help. Okay. I'm gonna pull this corner out just because it will help me a little bit more. All right, we should be all the way in. So now we're gonna just push this up. Push it in. Also, the rubber piece will adjust itself as you make the window go up and down. So don't fret. You can rip this little plastic cover off now. There we go. Just a little to protect that little black metal trim there so it doesn't get scratched up. So we got that. All right, now definitely make sure you're inside the window there. So we got all that connected. What we're gonna do is we're gonna raise the window straight up, and we can actually put this rubber piece back in. You're gonna want to just put half of it in like this, and then kind of just smush it back in, and it just will lock itself back into place. It's pretty easy, to be honest. So then you just want to make sure you get a good little bite in there. You don't want it loose. Also, just compare it with the rest of the side. Okay, we're just gonna take a look. Corner looks good there. Again, just double check. You can always tell when there's bulges. If there's a bulge, it means you just gotta push in there. You don't want bulges. So take a look, and then take a look at the bottom. Make sure your bit, see how we're not biting inside of it. You can always just kind of flap it there when you don't see the bulges. That's why I said put the, if you have to retake it off, take it all off and just redo it. It's just a lot easier. Starting from the back and then just pushing it from the front makes things a lot easier. As y'all can see, makes things 10 times easier. For those wondering, no, this is not paint, nail polish. This is just a primer with windshields. If you work auto glass, you know primer takes freaking forever to get off. So, all right, checking the bulge. I got a bulge here, so I gotta fix that. Using a fiber tool also helps. Oh, let me turn off the phone. Make sure, there we go. Take a little glance in there, poke it through. All right, now we have this portion up here left, so we're gonna stab her. There we go. We have a bulge there. We have a bulge right here, so we're gonna fix that. It's probably from the inside again. And yeah, we have a little bit there. So if you see any bulges, just use a fiber tool, or you can use a little flat head to kind of get in there. Massage her back in, and we're nice in there, as y'all can see. Okay, now we're gonna get the window all the way up so we can vacuum it. And we should be set there once we do that. And Yeah, I'll show you guys how to put the panel back on, and I'm gonna vacuum out. All right. Again, when you guys go up slowly, just to make sure you're actually in the molding. And as I said, the molding will also fix itself. But now we have access to vacuum. You have this good little panel, and we're gonna see. Now we have glass in there, so I would recommend probably before you take the glass out, go ahead and clean it and vacuum it. Save you time from having to vacuum, which is what we're gonna have to do. Which isn't a lot of glass, but now I'm able to vacuum because I did put the vacuum right next to, the beaker right next to it. So I'm gonna vacuum. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. What I also did on this one, I did remove the weeping hole here on the bottom. So we removed the weeping hole. I'm gonna leave it off. We vacuum as much as we can. We're gonna go ahead and put the Torque 15 on and wrap her up. Now putting these on should be a lot easier. This bar only goes on one way. So this bar only literally goes on one way. I feel like I'm not angling correctly, but we'll have to watch on the editing. Okay. We're gonna line her up slowly. There's the bottom one, so we can line up the bottom one. Snug it with your fingers. Here's the second one up here, line it up. Luckily the glass, this is just kind of help it guide. There's no rubber piece that was in there, unless this has been replaced and they didn't put it back in, which is a possibility, but I really don't know why someone would do that. Doesn't take long. I did, when we took this off, this was open, so that was a little weird. Oop, no, wrong way. All right, and I broke my Torque 15 in here, so that is really funny. It's great. Next person's gonna have a field day. Luckily, they might be able to vice grip it. Sorry about that. All right, so put this back in here. We're gonna go ahead and tighten this little piece back on. There we go. Lock her in here nice, like she's supposed to be locked in. Now what we can do is panel all this back up. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the vehicle on. I'm gonna turn her on. She's pretty much set to go. Just gonna leave her turned on and end up parking her back in place. This place ended up getting empty after all this, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna turn it on real fast. There we go. Same process as before. I'm gonna rest the panel on my feet. Use one of these panel clips, and you're gonna dig underneath here to kind of just get it to pop open from the bottom. Alrighty. So then, again, anytime you deal with the rear glasses, 9 out of 10 times they're gonna be YPY. Another easy way to tell, too, if you're dealing with a YPY or a GTY, when you go down, there's tint. Actually, I think his might be actually aftermarket tinted, so I will have to let him know if it's GTY or YPY. YPY should actually be, never mind, I think we have the right one, so this is not tinted in the rear. I have to, again, I'm doing a little research, make sure I'm right or wrong before I yell at my office workers. So we're gonna clean this out, this rubber piece, and just go from there. So again, you guys got to see a few mistakes. Again, we're all human. When you're on the job, it's a lot different than when you're in a closed environment. So we're gonna close this all up, push her back in. So leaving these tabs on here makes it 10 times easier. When you put the panel on, it'll just go on like straight into it, make it 10 times easier to get in there. So as it was before, we're gonna sneak this back through this hole, and we'll be able to just push it back in when we get to that point. We're gonna disconnect the switch and then feed it. Make sure you guys feed it always, or else you'll have a really aggravation time. Connect the top clip, the top wire. And now again for this portion, not sure if y'all can see, slide in, it looks like a little hammer, like one of those double-sided hammers. Put it in there, pull it, and push in that clip, and it locks itself back in there. Beautiful. Now what we're gonna do is just kind of the lock lever, guide it in there. Now we should just be able to straight push it in there. Watch. Easy peasy. The switch, the connector kind of came out, but sometimes even leaving a little bit of taping it, so you'll be fine. But again, Again, we're just gonna make sure we're, usually you wanna just kind of pop it in. Take a look, make sure you're in every clip hole, because if you're not, you'll be pushing things out forcing things that shouldn't be in just yet. For example, this one's not aligned up properly, and that's why we're having trouble there. And there we go. And we're in. The connector back down here. Feed the wire back in there. Ow, the bulb's hot. Ow. Push it in. Goes from the back foot to the front. Connect the window. And the pusher, it just goes straight back in. And then, I don't know if it has automatic up. It doesn't feel like it. Now, we didn't mess with the window itself. It's actually has a hole in it, so should be fine. Now, if we go here, we're gonna go ahead and grab our 2 screws, which only had 2 screws. A little bit of glass on the seat. Make sure we vacuum her up. So we're gonna go start with the one behind here. Also, these guys said they would give me food, so I'm a little excited. Marlowe's Tavern, let's go. As we're wrapping up, put the one behind the handle here. The one behind the handle is very important, just because you will have people pulling and yanking. You don't want them to yank the door panel off one day. Put her covers back on. We're gonna start with the back first. Just kind of slide in the back, then slide in forward. Okay, same thing for the front. Out my rule, always pull. Make sure you can hear it here on this portion. And if you can, you're good. Just put it back first, and then you just push it in. And she should be set, but I just realized I forgot to put the 10mm right here where this goes. So I'm gonna take the panel off. But guys, I'm gonna tell you guys in the beginning. I'm gonna take off this panel again, so I can put that 10mm. I don't want this moving, but we are reinforced within the panel, but that's not an excuse. We're gonna take this off, but I'm gonna go ahead and sum up the video, because I don't want to waste time with the video taking this off. Always make sure, again, like I said, at this point right now, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a GTY or YPY. I'm gonna compare it with the other side, see if it has tin on it. Usually these are YPYs. I could be wrong, or this could just be a different car. Or maybe he just got them aftermarket tinted. Double check. A window is better than no window sometimes. So if you have to come back, I'm pretty sure your customer won't mind as well. So just make sure you verify what color window you have. Hopefully this helps you out, guys. Again, the Dodge Charger is one of the most broken in vehicles when it comes to customers. You park somewhere and unfortunately you have burglars, they will break this one or this one. These glasses are getting more common, so it's unfortunately they're pretty easy to get, but at the same time getting broken into is a really big nuisance. So again, if this helps you guys out, for those who are in the bind and can't afford to pay a shop to do it, hopefully this helps you guys out. Again, make sure you guys subscribe, leave a thumbs up on the video if it helped you out. Again, I'm not perfect. I forgot the 10mm. I have to put it back in. Again, guys, and make sure if you're an auto glass shop, you guys join our Discord and community. We'd love to see a bunch of new glass shops there. You guys take care, and again, later.